How do you feel about the state of hip hop culture and how it's interacting with this whole situation?
Nah, I feel this. I feel I'm kind of glad that artists, media, and other figures of that magnitude are cognizant of, okay, you know what? Maybe let me use my platform to voice this and walk in the protesters and, do those things, because people were feeling that hip hop, especially the music itself, was slipping away from the message, or slipping away from the what's
goal?
The word I want to say? The goal, or whatever the case may be. But the thing is, we also slipped in the culture and forgot about the fact that it depends on what's the feeling of that person. You know what I'm saying? If, and the youth, like I said, the youth, they speak on what they feel, what's around them. You know what I'm saying? We can't hold accountable them of what we talked about then for now. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what they feel. This is what they see. But it's good to see that the youth are eager, if that's the better word to say. They're eager to want to talk about these issues. You know what I'm saying? They could see, like, all right, if I rap or say something about this, I could be aspiring to the youth,
Yeah. Well, I think that maybe, I don't know. I feel like the popular stuff kind of sometimes lately has been, the mumble rappers and that kind of thing, the face tattoo types of dudes. Whereas, I mean, sometimes the realer ones, if you will, kind of get forgotten amidst all of the fame, money type of dudes. But I mean, it's all Kendrick's been talking about for longest time. So, I mean, it's not like it's not out there, but it seems like now's the time to be saying it, obviously.
Yeah, no. And the thing is, like I said, it's gonna change. You know what I'm saying? That's why even though I took a step back from hip hop, but that was other reasons why I took a step back. But I never gave up on it that, the artists are gonna come around and really focus on these and use their platforms. You know what I'm saying? And then also too, it comes with society itself. It's like, we can't always expect, I get it, because their faces and images and everything are plastered everywhere. So, we can't expect others to do things just because we want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real talk. Like even with Kendrick, like, look, I commend Kendrick for doing it, but I won't look for Kendrick for that. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he doesn't believe that. And I have nothing against Kendrick. I want it to be clear. I have nothing against Kendrick. But I'm not going to be that individual like, oh man, what's Kendrick at? Why ain't Kendrick saying something? He can rap it. Why can't he do it? You can't do that, because that's almost a control basis.
Right.
That's like, you can't control that other person. You know what I'm saying? And if a rapper doesn't do it, okay, or if a figure in hip hop doesn't do it, who am I to really ask or even for that matter question of them not doing it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know their situation at hand. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how many millions they got, or how much money they got. Okay, I don't know their situation. You know what I'm saying? So who am I to be like, oh, you wasn't really for the cause anyway. You were just for just to rap and be famous. Like, it's like, the hell with that. And that's an issue. That's a huge issue, especially within the Black community too. You know what I'm saying? We depend too much upon others that really we don't got a control of. You know what I'm saying? Granted, we invested emotionally and financially to a degree, but then again, it's like, all right, the hell with it. We got to focus on our agenda. Keep the focus there, man. You know what I'm saying? If that person doesn't say nothing, so be it. That athlete don't say nothing, so be it. That figure, the hell with that, man. I mean, granted, they got granted they have that power based on culturally,
Sure.
but even the ones that we feel have the power legislatively, you know what I'm saying? Man, dude, you got to go to your legislature. You got to go to the office itself. You know what I'm saying? You can't just rely on the figures because they can only be of something to say or an impact to a certain degree.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying? Once you not to cut you off. Sorry about that. Once you internalize that and realize that you stop being as emotionally mad or disappointed. If that happens, like even everybody was like adulated, like people are adulated that Jordan said something. Listen, Jordan didn't say something before. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now if he says it now, okay, cool. That was the same way I was. Younger with Jordan and even now with Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Hey, cool. That's not the agenda at hand. All right, Jordan said something great. Awesome. Great. He said something. Fuck it. Right. We got. There's a deeper focus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Well, something I think that is kind of I've noticed with American culture is that we tend to idolize the individual, and so the way that we tend to forget a movement whenever there's a big figure involved, and so I mean we look at Martin Luther King Jr. And when he gets assassinated, it's like, oh no, the movement's dead. But like, no, what really caused the stuff to happen was that the people went out and did something. And it's the people with Martin Luther King Jr. It's the people that are supporting this cause are the ones that are doing this. And so it's like every time that, I mean, American culture kind of, oh, look, here's Kendrick, here's Drake, here's Jay-Z, he's the big people that should be saying something about this. But I feel like America in general tries to find these giants to guide us whenever it's us. It's always been us. We're the ones with the power. And it's just that we like when there's someone else saying something important. We like when someone is there to kind of amplify our voices, but it's still our voice. And so it's like we don't necessarily need someone to be saying something. It's like, oh, LeBron, you have a big platform. Thanks for saying something. But it's like, I mean, we're all out here. We're all trying to say something. We're all trying to do something. Like the protests aren't going to happen if it's just one person out there. It's all of us.
Right. And I'm showing my age right now. I'm about to show my age right now. Let's go back with the Charles Barkley commercial, the Nike commercial back in the days, that he got heavily criticized about. Yo, I'm not your role model. That was key. I dig that commercial. I respected it. I was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Because my father back in the days, when I would cry about when Hulk Hogan got caught with the steroids, right? Now I cried, as a kid. I was crying profusely. My dad, I'm gonna do his accent as best as possible. Like, yo, what you mean? What you cry for Hulk Hogan for? You're crazy. What you cry for him for? What I'm gonna do for you down the line when you're an adult and you got responsibility? What I'm gonna do for you then? Don't put your emotions, don't invest your emotions into this, man. What's wrong with you? And I go front. My dad was accurate because you put your emotions into these people, right? And I'm not going against the people. I'm just saying you put your emotions into them. Then God forbid they don't do exactly or even similar to your level of what you expect. Then you yourself is distraught and caught out of place. No. You know what I'm saying? If they listen, basically the mentality should be if they do, awesome.
Right.
Thank you. If they don't, oh fucking well. I hate to be that explicit with it, but oh fucking well. They don't do it, oh fucking well. Like, oh no, where's Oprah? Where is this one? Where is that one? And that's like, no, what the fuck are we waiting for them? Okay, all right, build leaders within our community. And all right, cool. Even with shout out to the Nation of Islam. You know what I'm saying? Reza Islam. I hope I don't mess up his name. He made a very valid point. Yo, for years the Nation of Islam been out there defending black injustices and stuff like that, and discrimination and police brutality and everything. So now this one time they're not out there heavily as expected. Now we have rumbles against them. How you have rumbles against them? They've been doing it for 60 plus fucking years, 100, like 70 plus fucking years. You know what I'm saying? How do you have rumbles against them? You know, they've been preaching the word. They've been telling everybody to wake up, and especially our people, black people. They've been telling people to wake up, and we don't take their word. You know what I'm saying? Like, what else do you expect them to do? You want them to go off their game plan or what they've been doing just to show face? That makes no sense. They felt, okay, here's another way we could do it. We don't have to publicly show it. We'll do within our communities and do what we've been doing and stick to our program.
Right.
Or stick to our routine. Like, it's like, yo, like, enough's enough. Yo, seriously, in this society, enough's enough with this butthurt sensitive shit. Like, and whoever feels what I'm saying is wrong, you can feel that way. I personally don't care. Okay? It's too much butthurt sensitive shit happening, or too many people thinking their life is just as like their social media. No, you can't pick certain things and delete it and swipe it out your life. No, you can't delete and swipe out other people's experiences if they're telling you something from a different angle or a different perspective. No, you just can't. No, like, I'm sorry.
Right. And I mean, I've kind of seen that on both sides. And I hate seeing when people go, it's like, well, every experience I've had with cops has been good. I've never seen that stuff in my life. And it's like, yeah, well, stuff is happening regardless of if the algorithm hasn't fed these other people's experiences to you. It's happening. But then it's the other way too. It's like, I mean, oh, how dare you not be for this cause? It's like, man, everybody's kind of got their own stuff. And I feel like, I mean, for me, I'm Hispanic. I'm undocumented. I'm on DACA. So, there's a sense that, like, I am putting myself a bit more at risk if I go out there and protest right now. And it's scarier for me than it might be for someone else who's a U.S. citizen that's going to be going out there. Because if I get arrested, I'm essentially kicked out. Whereas if someone else gets arrested, you know, they might be in jail a couple nights, and then as I'm sure might probably happen, you're going to get a whole bunch of sham trials that goes like, yeah, this was a whole bunch of police brutality bullshit. So, but like everyone's perspective is really different. And just because people aren't speaking out in the way that you think they should be, doesn't mean that they're not doing something. We're all trying to do something as best as we can. And yeah.
No, seriously. Like, I don't, and that's the thing. Especially within my people, you know what I'm saying? As of late, it's just been this like weird, like questioning of blackness. Like, it's just weird. It's just weird to me. It's just very weird. It's just very weird to me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, and I want people to understand, I'm not putting my people down. I'm just questioning of within us, like, where it comes from. You know what I'm saying? Like, where does it derive from? How, like how is it that if somebody who's the same color as me, right, regardless of light skin, dark skin, whatever, is me, is relaying information to me to help us, me and the other person, go forward? How can I question of it based upon of what they're seeing or what their vision is? You know what I'm saying? And it's just disheartening. You know what I'm saying? It's just disheartening that that's what has become as of late. And when I mean as of late, I want to say probably like within the last almost 20 years.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's just bugged out to me.
And I think that it's kind of what you said about the the letters about, oh, you want them to separate each other and separate them by race, separate them by religion, and so that they all turn on each other so that they don't have the power to turn against you, is that kind of thing that we're seeing that we're doing to ourselves. That it's like, well, I mean, like you're saying, like, oh, you're not black enough, or you're not Hispanic enough, or whatever that might mean. It's like we're separating ourselves and we're weakening the cause for all of us. I think that we get so, I was actually talking to my wife about this yesterday, but like whenever you get so focused on yourself, this is actually an analogy that came out of Avatar: The Last Airbender for some reason, but there's a point in the show where he's trying to unlock all of his chakras, and the guru goes, well, you have to let go of the people that are in your life right now so that you can do more for the rest of the world. And so what we kind of, and what he was struggling with is like, oh, well, why should I let go of a person that I love so that I can unlock this thing? Well, it's like, we're a lot bigger than just like your immediate family or your community or your immediate relationships. This whole thing is all of us. And so like you might be devoted to your best friends or your loved ones or whatever it might be, but whenever you are in this cause to move everything forward, you want to kind of let go of yourself and think, well, this is for everyone. And so whenever we separate ourselves and go into these smaller littles, like, well, I got to take care of me and mine, you're not helping everyone else. And there's also a counter argument, which is like, if you're not taking care of yourself, you're not going to be able to help anyone else either. So, I mean, it is always a balance, but it's like
catch-22s.
Right. But it's like the more that we separate ourselves, the more that we like, well, you're not doing enough, or you're not saying this thing in the right way, and you're over there with your thing. I feel like that's where we're hurting the point of the goal, which is to make all of this stuff to all of the systemic racism, all of the everything that affects everyone. That if your black neighbor, if your Hispanic neighbor, if your Asian neighbor is being mistreated in some way by the system at large, that affects you. That affects all white people. That affects all black people. That affects everyone. And so as long as this thing is still going on, it is affecting everyone. Sorry to go on a big rant there, but
no, that's cool. No, I mean, it's best that you express it. I mean, that's what it is. That's what we're here for, to express it, to find resolution, you know, or that type of resolution. You know what I'm saying? Thereof, you know, so it's not, you know, it's not something I can, like, as I stated before, you know what I'm saying? I can't control what you feel. You can't control what I feel. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have to understand with these broad words, you know what I'm saying, of normal, angry, sad, happy, what's another broad word I could think of? Average, you know, great, you know, fine, perfect, you know, once you realize that the value of it is not definitive, you know, there's no definitive value for it, then thus you could go forward in thought. You know what I'm saying? Like your normal is different from my normal.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah. But we're all moving in the same direction. We all kind of want the same thing. We want what's best for everyone. So, I mean, there's no need to be separating each other in this whole endeavor. Switching gears. I know you like gaming.
Yes. Gaming's dope. Just finished beating Streets of Rage 4.
All right. Yeah. Oh, I guess just like, what are you into right now?
Not as far as for gaming.
Yeah.
Still a Madden head. You know,
Okay.
I'm an OD Madden head. As I just mentioned, Streets of Rage 4, dope game. I'm gonna do my best to get Final Fantasy 7 remake. I'm missing out on that. Didn't get the Call of Duty, the latest Call of Duty game, the Killzone. I didn't get it yet.
Mm.
What else? There's a racing game. There's a Need for Speed Racing that I did. It's pretty cool. It's pretty okay on EA Sports.
What are you mostly playing on?
Well, as you can see here, let me move my mic. As you see here, pretty much
All right.
PS4 and Switch.
Yeah.
So I'm a big Switch. I ever since I got my Switch, I don't know. I've been cheating on my PS4. I ain't gonna lie. PS4 hasn't been getting as much love for me as of late. Definitely will be getting the PS5 though. That's a fact.
Sure.
That's a fact.
I mean, I feel like sometimes people don't talk about the Switch enough, but like it's just
Switch is kick ass.
A solid piece of hardware.
Oh my God. Shout outs to Nintendo, bro. Yo, the Switch is fire. Like, yo, the fact that right now, right, I didn't do it. The fact that if I put it in the dock and it activates my TV and turns it on, that's hot. That's fire. That's fire.
And you don't even have to think about it. There's no it just works.
Oh my God, it works. Like I play right now it's not doing it, but let's say if I take it out and I do it and I put it back in the dock again and it reads it that's in the dock, it turns on my TV.
Yeah. No, that's some next level stuff.
It turns on, it just turns it on. So I'm like, yes. Hold on, let me see. I should read it. Hold on.
What are you playing on Switch?
Yeah, see, and then it's on.
Yeah.
So like Streets of Rage 4, Mega Man 11, NBA 2K 20. I have Super Kirby's Clash. I think Super Kirby's Clash, which is fire. Fire game. Fire Kirby game. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be having too much fun with that game. There's a game called, I think, Battlefront? It's like one of those it's like Smash Bros, but it's like I forgot the other characters from it and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I got so far. I'm probably gonna download some more. I'm hoping Madden goes on Switch. That'd be dope. That'd be fire. For Madden on Switch, that'd be fire. Like EA Sports needs to step their game up and make that happen. Make that move happen. Right. That would be epic. So Switch is dope.
So I'm not a big sports guy. So can you explain to me because I feel like it's a different experience, but can you explain to me how the difference is of like playing sports and playing sports video games? Because that's a separate mentality.
Oh man. Oh God. So all right. I'll put it like this, because as I played, basketball and played some football and stuff like that. It's the level of preparation, which is kind of weird. Like the preparation to do a certain move is kind of different in the sense, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're in like real football, like when you do real basketball,
right?
You know what I'm saying? There's moves that you do, step back, turn, shoot, or whatever. But with the game, the flow of it is so unreal, and so, but unreal in a good way.
Yeah,
that it's like, damn, let me get you, dunk on you. Oh, it's just the feeling of it. It's like, ooh. Even in Madden, when I play Madden and the sacks, like I just get so enraged and happy off the sacks I get, because even in real life, when you get the sack, I mean, you get it, you're like that, but just the fact in video games, I'm
right.
And I just got you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's unreal. But yo, shout out to the developers, man.
Mm-hmm.
And, with them getting real athletes into it, that for the movement of
Mm-hmm.
the players and stuff like that, and their handles and likeness, and whew,
Yeah.
tell you, man,
it's
the
getting
competition's deep. The competition's deep. You know what I'm
and
saying?
it's getting closer and closer to reality. That I mean, sports channels are now streaming sports games, and that's
Hey,
just
man. Hey, man. Shout out to esports on that, making that move, man. Shout out to esports. Real talk.
You had mentioned that you play in some gaming tournaments. In what game?
I played in a couple of Madden tournaments. There was
Okay.
one I got my ass handed to. I'm not gonna lie. The other one I did fairly okay. There was a fighting one I was in, a Street Fighter one I was in.
Okay,
But I did kind of okay, but definitely aiming to do more.
Mm-hmm.
As things get lifted. I know I'm signed up for a Mario Kart one that's coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely signed up for that. Can't wait for that.
That's
Actually,
those are
if I'm not mistaken,
all.
I think it's today. I gotta check. Hold on, I gotta check my calendar. I think it's today. I think it's today. I'm not sure. I think it's today. But yeah, I'm into a Mario Kart one. So
Yeah,
can't wait.
Well, all of those things are separate kinds of skills. In that, with a sports game, you're planning. With a Mario Kart, it's how you're driving. With a fighting game, it's really just knowing the buttons. And
let me tell you, with Mario Kart, bro, like I really do take my driving skills into that, even though it's cartoonic and all that. But it's the knowledge that of it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when the turns, deep turns go faster. You know what I'm saying? Just like in the highway, like if it's a deep turn, you necessarily don't put on the brake on the turn. You actually go faster to go into the curve of the turn. You know what I'm saying? It's of those things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Mario Kart's dope, man. Mario Kart's fire, bro.
Who do you play as most of the time?
Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, son. My man Luigi. I'm a Luigi fan. Diehard Luigi fan. I play with Donkey Kong sometimes because he's kind of funny, like the way he growls at you. Play with Toad. Toad's pretty fast. Who else? Who I play with? I play one of the Koopas. I forgot. It's not Ludwig. It's I forgot his name. Oh, Koopa Jr. He's the one that has the bandana over his face with his dad's mouth. Like
Bowser Jr.
Bowser Jr. Yeah, Bowser Jr. Sorry, yeah, Bowser Jr. That's who I play with.
Yeah.
So.
This is kind of a weird thing. So like you said that you used to go by like social dweeb. So how does that kind of relate to, I guess, the image of, I feel like there's a big, I don't want to say like machismo with like hip hop culture and stuff like that, but then going into like nerdy stuff, sometimes like people are like, I don't mess with that stuff. How do you kind of balance that of like,
oh nah, man. Listen, man, I be shutting that shit down in hip hop. Like I'm like, yo, bro, y'all bugging. Like this culture is lit. Like this is like Funko, like the Funko Pops and all. Yo, that joint's fire, bro. Yo, Funko Pops is fire. Like I'm actually in the process, like once things are lifted, to do a Funko Pop like event. Like you got to trade in your Funko Pop to network with people. Like, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
I'm being dead serious. And I'm like, yo, bro, like I'm really going to be hardcore. Like, yo, if you're not a theme, you don't have a Funko Pop in your hand, yo, you can't come to the event. Or you got to pay. If you don't have a Funko Pop, you got to pay.
Sure.
Real talk.
Yeah.
If you don't have a Funko Pop, you have to pay.
No, and I appreciate that realness of like just liking what you like, and people like, yeah, sure, it's like, oh, it's not manly or it's not whatever it might be. Yeah.
It doesn't have no man code on it. Shut up. Not you. I'm just saying.
Right. Yeah.
Shut up. It doesn't have that. It's dope. It's a good feeling. Like it brings back, things in your childhood that you were like in tune to and stuff like that. That doesn't. Let me tell you something about being a man. I mean, this is my best feeling about it. Being a man is about your accountability to yourself and what you've done, as well as understanding your principles and your morale and your maturity in situations that challenge you. That to me is of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like all this, if you get Funko Pops, if you fucking play video games, if you in comic books, no, they don't know, man. No, man, it's a dope feeling. It expands your mind, expands your creativity. It has you embrace somebody else's creativity of their imagination of what you did. Like even with the Funko Pops, and I keep saying Funko because I'm a fan of them.
Yeah.
Shit is dope. You know what I'm saying? I got one of Knight Rider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With Kit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's of my childhood. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on Knight Rider and stuff like that. It's dope. And even against the gaming and the nerd culture, it's like, bro, man, let me tell you something. I never met so many great people in that culture versus hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop, I met great people, but it was like I had to go through hell to meet these great people. You know what I'm saying? Or break that standoffish and just go through the barriers of the standoffish shit and just like, yo, what's up, man? What's good? What's going on, man? I'm who I am. You who you are. What's up? But not like in that threatening tone, but just like, yo, I don't got time for that. Versus over here in the gaming and tech world and the nerd culture, I hate saying nerd culture. It's a dope culture, period. But not nerd to say bad, but the dweep and nerd society and stuff like that is a dope society. Yeah. Like you be surprised. And they love hip hop. That's the funny part. That's the funny part. They love hip hop. There's gaming developers I've met since I've connected with Hip Hop Gamer, who's a huge figure in the gaming community. You know what I'm saying? There's figures I've met, they be talking real hip hop stuff to me. I'll be like, oh, snap. Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't be like, oh, whatever, dude. No. And also, too, there's hip hop figures now that are getting involved with the nerd and gaming culture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So all this stuff in hip hop would be standoffish, machismo. It's like, bro, stop it, bro.
Right.
Stop it, dog. Stop it, dog. Some of y'all have kids. So what are you trying to say, that your kids aren't machismo if they like these things? Or if they grow up to be teenagers and they do it, so they're not machismo? They're not of the cool status quo? Stop it. Shut up. Yo, seriously. Shut up.
Yeah. And I mean, obviously, like Dave Chappelle makes jokes about it, like we're keeping it real goes wrong, but it's like, I mean, just like what you like, right?
That's it, man. Like what you like, do what you do, man. Like all that getting at each other's nonsense, that's dumb stuff, man. That's dumb stuff, man. Stop. How can you like get mad at somebody that likes video games? That makes no sense. And then now look at society, right? Look at society and the government, right? What do they beg for people to do? Get on their video games and stay inside the house. Come on, really?
Well, after telling everyone that video games make people violent and all that nonsense.
Right. Right. Do you see the contradiction in that? Do you see the heavy contradiction in that? How many years were they saying that? How many
They're still saying
it. No, they still say it, but it's not as heavy now because of the situation we're in. Now they're like at the beckoning knees of fucking gaming. Like, oh my God, gaming. Thank you. Like, it's like, what? Like, what?
Right. You know? Well, I mean, again, ESPN is playing sports and streaming sports with like real athletes playing esports people. So, I mean, we need video games here. We've been here this whole time.
Right. It's not like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean with the society, man. It just has this weird, like lack of understanding of things. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, just like how you just said, video games have been here. It's always been here. It's been here. It's evolved. You know what I'm saying? Just like what Will Smith said about the racism, right? people are like acting so shocked about racism and how could this be? No, man, it's always been here. It's just now it's being fucking televised and videotaped.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Right. Yeah. Is it any, I guess, is it worse in certain industries? Like, do you kind of notice the pushback? And like, for example, whenever you were in acting, like, was that something that you noticed that maybe it's like, oh, well, we want a black guy here, and then we're gonna like lean into that stereotype, or we want someone here that, and we don't want you because.
See, that's a real hard thing to say. I'm not saying that it's not prevalent in entertainment.
Mm.
It's hard. Like, I'll say for the roles that I went for, as far as auditioned, I didn't feel it per se, but I was privy to that it's prevalent, that it happens. If that can make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was roles I went for, I didn't get the role. Now, did somebody else get the role that was of my color tone? Yes. I mean, they're probably like a little shade or two lighter.
Mm.
But did I say I felt not racist or discriminative towards that? Not really, in a sense, because it's like, okay, that's the look you're going for. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll say in Hollywood, yeah, they have tried to water down the average black person, or what they felt was the average black person. But then it goes back to what I said before. Average is a broad word. So, you know, but as of late, you know, we created our own content.
Yeah.
You know, we created other things that Hollywood didn't have to ask for. It all depends on how you market it, right, and how well it's filmed. You know what I'm saying? And you make your own content. You know, we're in an era you can make your own content. Just know how to package it well and do the techniques like lighting and sound and thereof and screenwriting. Yeah. And create your own content. You know?
Yeah. And hopefully we can move towards a just like, is it good sort of thing, rather than like, well, who made it? Why should I, you know, support someone that blah, blah, blah. And like, why don't you have this many black people in your crew? Why don't you have this many Hispanic people in your crew? Why don't you have this many women in your crew? And I feel like it's both we should be talking about that, but also maybe we should get to a point to where it's not a point.
Right. Like, no. And listen, and if people haven't been paying attention to, you know, things have been geared towards that. You know what I'm saying? As of late. And now the rate of it needs to be, you know, higher and advanced. Right. You know what I'm saying? But it takes that with the talks, like these type of talks. It takes that. You have to get into that room or be of one of those groups and make your own content and make it an impact. So that way, like, oh shit, damn, oh, you did that. And then when you get into the boardrooms or the rooms thereof, you know, you control your fate, and from there, you know, if you have to, okay, get an entertainment lawyer or get a lawyer for your content or thereof, of if a major company wants you to sign you, right? Get the entertainment lawyer, so that way you don't get screwed up in your contracts or whatever the case may be for your projects thereof. Yeah. It's ways about it. Like I said, it's always with the process, is always with the follow-up at the end of the day, period.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, yeah, if someone's making good stuff, then maybe the institutions might go, it's like, well, crap, maybe we should have been hiring black people. Maybe we should have been hiring women. Maybe you should have been. It's like, this is what we've been missing out on. And so it's, in a way, like, do the stuff the best that you can, and then like that'll just speak for itself. And then
and you'll attract those sponsors. You'll attract the major productions and of that magnitude. You know, a bit, like I said, build it. You know, if you remember, like, I forgot what movie said it. If you build it, it will grow.
Right.
Build
Yeah.
it yourself, and it will grow.
Mm-hmm.
Build it yourself, and it will happen.
Yeah. And then kind of through that point, I feel like it kind of happens in the opposite direction too. That sometimes when people get so focused on this, like, well, we hire women and we hire only black people or people of color, and this is the thing that we're doing. It's like maybe the same thing is happening in that direction too. That it's like, you know, there's some people making good stuff on the other side too. By keeping people out, we're kind of stopping ourselves from like doing our best. And I think some of the best stuff that I'm seeing is whenever people kind of let go of that and just allow themselves to make the best stuff. And I feel like one of my favorite rap groups right now, I guess if a rap band, I don't know how to describe it, but Clipping is Daveed Diggs, who, I mean, I love that man to death, but like it's him and two white producers. And sometimes a lot of the message in the music is not even necessarily anti-white, but it's like extremely pro-black to where it's like a little bit of that like anti-white thing. But both his producers are white and they're in the music videos, they're in the thing. So it's like, it's not like they're being actively anti-white, but it's really just, we're making dope stuff. These are the messages that we're saying. And you know what? This is what it is. And so you can criticize and be like, oh, well, how can you be saying like stuff like, oh, this is a movement. This is the black identity, while also your two producers are white. And it's like, no, this is because it's still true.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's his feeling. I mean, that's the thing, man. It's his feeling. We have to stop questioning amongst everybody's feeling. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, you question certain things, but as far as like when it comes to creativity, and that's the thing too, as a creative, and if you want to be real technical and really want to be political about the art itself, right? The art comes from illustration, right? Or the art of creating is to illustrate, right? Illustration comes from the craft of it. So like hip hop culture, right? The art is the culture itself, right? Hip hop, but the craft is rap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So you know, it can't be political. You know, as a creative, you can't be as political, man, because you're creating something. You know what I'm saying? You're creating something, and regardless of what society is at that point or thereof, you know, you can't question of your creativity. That's what you created. That's what you put into mind and thought and heart thereof of what you created.
Yeah.
You know, even us here, there's times, okay, hey, all right, we say things on the podcast, but it's to create a communication indifferent or thereof of the society norm.
Sure. Yeah. And at the same time, like, this is just where I am right now. Like I could change my mind next week. I could change my mind tomorrow. And you know what? Everything that I'm saying right now could be bullshit. And maybe someone will talk to me and be like, oh, hey man, this is like, I heard what you said there, but I also think this. I'm like, oh yeah, maybe, you know, we're all growing and changing and stuff. So, I mean, it's not like this is the end all be all of my opinion. Kind of like you said before, like people digging back into 10 years ago, whenever you tweeted something, it's like, yeah, I was 10 years stupider. Or like if you come back to me tomorrow and it's like, oh, I didn't like what you said here. It's like, well, yeah, I was one day stupider then. So we're all learning. We're all growing.
Right.
One question that I do like asking other musicians, but since you talk about music, and art in general, but do you separate art from the artist?
Yeah, I do tremendously. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad you asked that, because one of my peoples asked me that a while back. You know what I'm saying? my best answer to that is, yeah, no, you can. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we in society, a good vast majority of people in society thereof. I mean, I say we, you know, because I am part of society. I don't try to separate myself of it, but you know, they have a hard time doing that. And it's like, all right, and I hate to use this person as an example. I really do hate to use this person. Like R. Kelly, right? Now, don't get me wrong, of his acts of what he did, you know, are not excusable thereof, you know. But I'll be damned to say that the man wasn't talented.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll be damned to say that, like, granted, regardless of what he did was wrong thereof, but I'll be damned to say that man wasn't talented.
Sure.
He was talented. Can I listen to his music still? Yes. I mean, despite there'll be a back thought, but I still can to a degree. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's like, we have to understand these people create that. We have to understand the ones that create the figures, entertainment figures thereof, even down to the politicians. They're human at the end of the day. Yes, what they do interferes with us feeling of how they're human thereof, but at the end of the day, they're human. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not defending if whatever they do wrong isn't wrong. No, wrong is wrong, right is right. Okay. But if they had a skill set and so, just like with Kanye, right?
Kanye is a prime example.
Just like with Kanye, okay? All this shit because he was with Trump and all this other stuff, but yet, Kanye was never talented. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'll keep it a buck. I am a Kanye stan.
Sure.
I'm a realistic Kanye stan in the sense that, no, seriously, all jokes, I'm a realistic Kanye stan. Like, no, I've said there's a couple of things he's done that's whack. As far as creatively with music, there's a couple of things done that's whack. But overall, I'll be damned if regardless of that, what he did with Trump or, the statement he said about slavery and all this other stuff. Okay, disregard all that shit. How can you fathomably come out your mouth and say this man isn't talented?
Sure.
What?
Right.
Huh?
But I guess just does that stop you from listening to it? Because
as far as listening to his music?
Yeah.
No. No, I've listened to his music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even his latest album. His latest album was for me was a solid album. It wasn't the best work of his, and it wasn't the worst of his shit. You know, it was a solid album. But I'll say this to say this: it's hard to keep that consistency for that long.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me, like how we confuse choices and political views versus skill set. Like, Kanye wasn't skilled. Like, are we really gonna go there? But then now he's kind of getting the love back, kind of, because what he just recently did with the $2 million towards George Floyd's family. I believe it was his family, and then for the funeral arrangements or for the daughter's college education. And he walked with the protesters. So my thing is like, okay, you know, there's some that are like questioning it. Oh, this is for what you did and stuff with Trump and all this other. But my thing is this. My thing is like, all right, and so, you know what I'm saying? Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? All right. If he didn't do it, y'all still would have. He would have tremendously scolded. Oh, you would have formed with Trump. That's why you didn't walk with us. Like, it's just, at the end of the day, this society became a you can't win society.
Sure.
You win or lose society, which is dumb to me.
Right.
It's dumb shit to me. I don't. You know, seriously, it's just dumb. It's just ignorant. It's just, you know what I'm saying? That's like, okay, you stopped liking ice cream, right? So does that mean you have a heart? Like, does that mean that you don't have the ability to eat because you just stopped liking ice cream? You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. I hate to sound that ignorant, but that's just the way people fucking sound. It's the dumbest shit in the world.
Right. Well, I mean, I do think that for me, I have a hard time separating art from the artist. I think being an artist myself is that it becomes to where at some point it's inseparable from, like, in a way, Kanye being an asshole is in the music. You know what I mean? Like R. Kelly doing these terrible things is kind of in the music. Whether you see it overtly or not, it's kind of in there. And that's why for me, I'm like, it's not so much that Kanye hasn't done terrible things. He didn't R. Kelly anything, but like he's just kind of an asshole, and that's fine. But even for me, listening to Kanye's music, I'm like, yeah, but there's an asshole there. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of the same way how you said it's like when you listen to R. Kelly, it's like, yeah, this is dope, but also there's some shit in there.
It does come in the back of your head, depending upon the type of individual you are. But I'm not gonna be one to go, oh nah, son, Kells just wasn't talented. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, he did a terrible act or whatever, but I'll be damned to go, oh nah, he's not talented. Or even how some felt about Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You be dumb to fucking really say. And I hate to say that you be dumb. You be dumb and probably highly ignorant to say that Michael Jackson was not one of the most talented entertainers ever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of the allegations of what he did with children and all this other shit and all that, you be really fucking dumb.
Right.
To really, you know what I mean? Like, and I get it. You know, it's mind over matter or whatever the case may be, but it's like, dude, come the fuck on.
Sure.
Like, you know, it's like, it's certain things is like, come the fuck on.
Right. But you don't have to support it, at least. Like if you feel that strongly about it, don't listen to Beat It when it comes on. Like, I mean, it sucks because it's a great song, but it's like, damn it. If you're going to hold to that, which I kind of do, it's like, I do have a hard time whenever it's like, damn, Billie Jean is so good, but also, I don't know. It's not that it doesn't make the song worse, but it makes how I listen to it worse.
Right. I mean, yeah, no, like I said, like, and like I said again, like, it depends on the individual. You know what I'm saying? Me, I know some people probably listening right now, like, oh my God, you like some weird sociologist. Not sociologist. What's the word?
Psychologist, whatever.
No. When it means that you just only focus on, I forgot the word. Sociopath. Like, you're some weird sociopath. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, no, I ain't no weird sociopath. It's just I'm highly understanding of thyself, and I know how to separate and mind me if I mess up the word, compartmentalize. Oh yes, ooh,
yeah.
Fuck that up. Because I know we do fuck that up on interviews. When I'm on guest appearance, I fuck that up. But I know how to put it in its compartments. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But right, and so I understand that, like, well, for example, I don't know if you've watched Atlanta, the Teddy Perkins episode, where he's kind of saying something about how parents can drill this pain into their kids, and sometimes we get greatness from it. And so, like, with Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson, how they were treated by their parents, and there's a lot of suffering there to try and create this greatness. But then it's like, do we still support the abusive parenting? Because in a weird way, it's like you wouldn't have gotten this greatness had they not been abused in this way, or had they not been drilled in such a way.
Right.
So I mean, it's hard, but at the same time, it's like are we going to get the same results either?
Well, here's the thing with that, right? Here's the thing with that. And I'm not defending what they did, you know. You're talking about different era and different times. You know what I'm saying? Like now, right? Some feel being stern with your child is not really the way versus being balanced, right? I say this, and this is what I say, honestly. I, growing up, used to think that my mom was too diligent, too on point with me.
Sure.
Right. And my dad too, as far as like with the whole study in Africa and make me study after doing homework and stuff like that. And, you know, not more so allowing me to be as emotional as I should have been as a kid. Right. But then again, you really don't internalize these things until you get older.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm not going to lie. In a sense, I do thank my parents for that. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say if I was emotional to a degree that I wore my emotions on my sleeve and I didn't critically think as much versus going with my emotions and gut instincts and stuff like that. You know, I don't think I become this person I am today. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I persevere as much or I bounce back as much.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's why when you asked me before on the you know, about the whole, you know, good behavior stuff, that's why I said, you know, it matters in the individual. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like how they bounce back from something. Yeah. Because you, like I said, you could be perfect and then God forbid, you know, you could be perfect or you could be all good, all you want in your life, but then God forbid some challenge happens, you don't know how to deal with it. You could falter and fall on your ass tremendously off that. So, you know, I'd rather the latter where, okay, I dealt with it. And now it became even greater from what I dealt with.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, but as far as the parenting, I mean, it depends because that's like part of conventional parenting now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. No, but like parenting now is, and I'm speaking off my experience based off of me being an educator.
Sure.
There's more modern parents versus conventional parents. You know what I'm saying? You're in a modern era now. Parents are more in tuned on like mobile apps and social media and more in tune with what's socially happening as far as like pop culture and stuff like that versus, all right, overall, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, you know, even with those situations with Marvin Gaye and Michael Jackson, you know what I'm saying? There was some rough pains in that, and it did impact and bring out the greatness of their skill sets. You know what I'm saying? Because as a creative, we have to understand we create to escape from that realm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as you said, as a musician, I'm pretty sure there were things that happened in your lifetime that you weren't agreeing on or whatever the case may be, but the music helped you escape, and create the music helped you escape from that realm, that reality.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
So, you know, it like I said, it all comes down to how you internalize things and then how you know, break it down and view it and then, you know, approach it and embrace it.
Hell yeah. I think we're good. Yeah. Reem'o, thanks so much for doing this with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Santiago. Yes. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Where can we find you and your things?
Oh, hey, you know, as I said before, man, I'll say it again, as always, Instagram and Twitter, it's at Reem'o Merak, REEMOMEERAK, all in one word. Also, too, my website, reemomerak.com. That's where you find the latest content from Reem'o cuts to the Reem'o Marac and Perseverance is Real. You know, hit me up, man. I'm not shy. I don't have nobody answering my social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pretty much, if I respond to you, it's me.
Yeah.
Responding. And also to hit up my YouTube channel, Reem'o Cuts.
Yeah.
You know, definitely for the latest with content and interviews. And please help me build my channel. You know,
hell yeah.
Basically what it is, man. Yeah.
Sweet.
Definitely.
Awesome. You can find everything that I do on my website, santiagoramones.com. I make music. I have a new album coming out on August 8th. It is called Bloom. It will be streaming everywhere, but if you pay $10 on Bandcamp, you get some bonus content with it. Bloom, August 8th. There's the stuff that I do with Power Cycle. We have an album out called Too Many Damn Cables. It is experimental electronic music. That album is completely improvised. We did not plan any of it. So that's some of the neat stuff with that. And you can find this podcast anywhere that you listen to great podcasts, and you can leave comments and reviews wherever it is that you want to leave those comments and reviews. I always end the podcast with my 3 things. They shape my life philosophy. Those 3 things are: love never fails. It's going to be okay. I might be wrong.